And it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
What he's alleging is true. She sounds like an absolute nightmare.
This woman, this mad hatter who no sane man would go near with a 10-foot barge pole, it is so offensive and so...
From Armie Hammer, who got fired from Gossip Girl because he said during a dinner that she was a bitch, regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, when I just recognized that they are up on their high horses and that they potentially treat people very bad.
Shafted in this one, so if all of this is true, he's 100% justified in suing.
Piers Morgan slammed his desk, eyes blazing, and detonated the headline of the week. Blake Lively just ghosted Hollywood because she senses the walls are closing in. One breath later, he flashed boarding pass receipts, paparazzi stills.
He did something that no litigious celebrity has ever done, which is come out and be like, we made a mistake. Suing someone is a nightmare. It's stressful, it's expensive, it's a life ruiner. And you know what, dude? Even if we're right, it's not worth it.
But they believed her narrative instantly because the allegations were so strong. And I just kind of held fire because I don't trust the New York Times to save my life.
If even only half of what he's saying is true, Blake Lively is a complete...
From Malpensa Airport, and a rapid-fire claim that Blake wasn't sightseeing in Milan. She was fleeing a legal firestorm she ignited herself. By sunrise, the clip had torched every corner of the internet, seeding one brutal question. What exactly is Blake running from? The answer cut straight to the jugular. A no-holds-barred war with her It Ends With Us director and former friend.
She actually surprised people just at a random bakery. When she went behind the counter at a Connecticut donut shop, she was really in a happy mood. The actress made a stop at the pastry stop on March 30th. Amidst her ongoing battle. Now, it's just really weird.
And to the point where this guy was in the basement at his own movie's premiere. And that what in fact happened was you guys were the ones out there generating negative press against Justin. You guys were the ones who were trying to ruin Justin
Baldoni. The court filings read like torn up screenplay pages, secret subpoenas, counterstrikes, and a $400 million defamation nuke, tossing whispers of a covert romance, a Met Gala ice out, and Kate Blanchett allegedly yelling, "Pay," for praise. Frustrated customers are not only offloading these subpar products, but are also flooding social media with viral outcries demanding accountability. All
right, you guys, it is Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni Day. Finally, to all of the women out there that are watching, no matter what you do in life, you never, ever, ever go full Amber Heard.
A shitty product with atrocious marketing. You have yourself a disastrous brand that will go out of business.
Is still bribery on live radio, and you've got the hottest Hollywood demolition derby since the Depp Heard Carnival. Strap in, 37 seconds. That's all Morgan needed to ignite the cheating chatter. He flashed a grainy shot.
So in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit, he accuses Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively of colluding with the New York Times. Do you guys remember what the article was actually entitled that they actually released on 12? Anyone inside a Hollywood smear machine. If you look at that URL, look at the date on that. 12/16/2000. Bombshell, and this time it is pertaining to the New York Times. Amazing that you're not going to believe this, okay? It looks like Justin Baldoni may have a very strong case against the New York Times.
Blake in oversized sunglasses slipping into the backseat of a midnight blue Maserati outside Milan's Hotel Principe. The timestamp, 2 hours after Baldoni's lawyers filed a fresh motion accusing her of evidence tampering. Morgan barked a question that felt more
at the Reynolds penthouse in Manhattan, where Ryan Reynolds allegedly bullied Justin so badly that a Sony representative, and her biggest takeaway was, it was so nasty.
The New York Times apparently reviewed 1,000 or more pages of text messages. They would have seen it. Justin never wanted to hurt her, never wanted to be negative to her. And it's all over the place.
Why sprint across an ocean the very night your director drags you back into court? The clip hit TikTok before his studio lights cooled. Within an hour, Charles Chablais KB trended worldwide. Analysts tallied flight data. Blake's beauty brand is so bad they are donating her products to Goodwill.
And used her PR people to try and destroy Justin. And we're carefully considering other people that will be sued.
Zoomed into ring fingers and cross-matched restaurant reservations. Fan detectives claimed she dined with an unidentified tech mogul. Skeptics screamed setup, but no one, not even Blake's famously quick-witted husband Ryan Reynolds, issued a denial. Morgan's insinuation metastasized into full-blown tabloid gospel. But that was just the opening volley. Move over. Game of Thrones. The real throne grab happened in a Georgia soundstage. Storyboard artist Talia Spencer swore under oath that Blake stormed into pre-production, brandishing color-coded binders and a revised shot list that erased half of Justin's character beats. When Baldoni protested, studio insiders claimed Blake weaponized her star power, threatening to walk if her vision wasn't honored. The result? Baldoni allegedly found his keycard deactivated from the editing suite while Blake hosted late-night creative alignment sessions with department heads. Crew texts leaked weeks later show the grim humor. One grip renamed the project, "It Ends with Justin." Spencer's affidavit paints a stage-managed siege, scented candles, green juices, for allies, and a whiteboard titled New Third Act. Trust me, practical effects were scrapped for VFX because Blake hated the fake blood tone, driving the budget north of $60 million by wrap day. Whispers of sabotage weren't just backlot gossip. They were discovery exhibits waiting to explode. In court. And explode they did. Unknown to Justin, Blake had already played a clandestine first move. Court records reveal she filed a sealed petition months earlier, securing subpoenas for every email, text, and Slack Baldoni ever sent about. Reshoots. Legal pundits call it a strategic decapitation. Grab the receipts before your rival knows war has begun. Baldoni retaliated with a scorched earth countersuit, demanding $400 million from Blake, Ryan Reynolds, and publicist Leslie Sloan, asserting they fabricated misconduct tales to hijack the movie's profits and smear his reputation. Blake's team cried, "Typical bully tactics." Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, fired back. "She wanted the chair, the credit, the final cut. Now she'll get cross-examined instead." Legal Twitter practically molted. Courtroom chess escalated. Blake filed a motion to dismiss under California's anti-SLAPP rules. Justin counterfiled, arguing, defamation immunity doesn't cover what he dubbed premeditated character assassination. The next hearing, May 30th, 2025, promises fireworks because Judge Sanchez must decide whether to unseal hundreds of exhibits. Each side believes transparency scorches the other first. But lawsuits were only half the carnage. Talent agency WME didn't hold a press conference. They didn't need to. 48 hours after Blake's Divine Retribution legal team filed their opening salvo, Justin Baldoni's name vanished from their client portal like he'd never existed. The decision was surgical. No public statement, no leak, just a quiet cancellation that spoke volumes. Within the same week, the prestigious Voices of Solidarity Award, meant to celebrate Baldoni's activism and inclusive filmmaking, was swiftly rescinded by the board. Their reasoning? Pending legal matters. Translation: he's too hot to touch. But if Blake thought she'd won the Hollywood optics war, she underestimated the second wave. Because in the insurance backrooms that actually greenlight blockbusters, her name didn't shine. It glowed neon yellow. Completion bond underwriters, the invisible gatekeepers of every high-budget film, allegedly updated her risk profile internally. She was dubbed Tier B unstable. In plain English, hire Blake, and your project's bond premium just shot up by 7 figures. One exec compared her to a luxury car with a recall notice, flashy on paper, catastrophic if mishandled. And Hollywood doesn't do unstable. Spreadsheets started bleeding red. Studio CFOs quietly ran worst-case projections. If this lawsuit dragged into 2026, any film starring Blake could face delays, rewrites, or full-on cancellation. Focus groups flagged her Q score plummeting with Gen Z audiences, who cited control, freak vibes, and cheating rumors as turnoffs. And then came the coup de grace. Morgan's viral tirade, paired with Talia Spencer's leaked deposition, made Blake radioactive. One financier allegedly told Variety, off the record, "Risk is a 4-letter word spelled BLAKE right now." Streaming platforms smelled blood. Amazon Prime reportedly offered half of what they'd initially discussed for It Ends With Us distribution rights, banking on the lawsuit dragging down its release hype. Apple TV pulled back on potential tie-ins. Hulu ghosted entirely. Disney, ever vigilant on brand preservation, axed It Ends With Us from its female empowerment montage. used at investor showcases. They even yanked social media ads featuring Blake, replacing her with generic B-roll of strong female leads. One source claimed Disney's internal PR Slack channel lit up with the message, "Purge all lively promos ASAP." Meanwhile, internal Hollywood chatter shifted. PR execs, producers, and even casting directors started tossing around a new term, the lively factor. A memo circulated among production houses, warning teams to assess any Blake-linked project for PR risk, social backlash potential, and financial blowback. Jokes followed, but they weren't funny. "Check the lively factor before greenlighting a sequel," one producer quipped. Another replied, "Or before sending the invite to the wrap party." And yet, this wasn't just about risk. It was about power. Blake's alleged move to seize creative control over It Ends With Us had rewired how execs viewed top-tier talent. Could a single actor tank a production mid-shoot? Could another A Simple Favor-style PR run mask backstage chaos until it was too late? Agents whispered that Blake had burned the bridge every A-lister walks. Trust. Worse still, Blake's professional fallout started bleeding into brand partnerships. A luxury skincare line allegedly paused its campaign set to launch with Blake as their global ambassador. The reason? Crisis fatigue. A leaked internal memo noted they didn't want to become collateral in someone else's narrative. That phrase started popping up everywhere. Press kits, talent decks, casting grids. Someone else's narrative was code for this lawsuit mess. Still, none of those boardroom rejections compared to what was coming next. The backlash from the Oscar stage wasn't loud. It wasn't screaming. It was something colder, sharper, and infinitely more devastating. And it came from a woman Hollywood never dares to cross. Met Gala invites are printed in gold, but they're also retractable. Vogue sources whispered, Anna Wintour privately warned Time. She shared Kate's journalistic integrity concerns and then made a surgically polite decision. Blake's 2025 invitation vanished. Publicly, outlets framed it as a voluntary skip, but YouTube sleuths brandished leaked seating charts with Blake's name crossed out in red. Ryan Reynolds tried deflection, tweeting a Deadpool gif with the caption, "Date Night, Couch Edition." Fans weren't fooled. Memes of locked Vogue elevators flooded Instagram. The message was brutal. If Anna thinks you're toxic, your couture credentials evaporate. The last star she iced? A-list reputations still haven't thawed. Meanwhile, the court of public opinion reached a rolling boil. Morgan's rant, plus Kate's strike, birthed a social media superstorm. TikTok stitched his broadcast over rapid montages of Blake's most glamorous red carpet looks, each clipped with text. "Flee now, explain later." The hashtag Baldoni was right clocked 40 million views by breakfast, and Pembe's Timegate broke 100 million before dusk. Marketing analysts noted a 28% spike in negative sentiment toward Blake across Gen Z audiences. Influencer breakdowns dissected every email leak and body language clip. YouTube legal commentators predicted Blake's sealed dossier would show a pattern of power grabs stretching back to a simple favor. Ryan's fan army fought back, spamming photos of the couple hugging on set. But TikTok's algorithm preferred drama, and drama kept delivering. All of which ratcheted the stakes for Judge Sanchez's next gavel drop, May 30th, 2025. Market downtown LA officials already drafted street closure maps as media outlets reserve satellite trucks 3 blocks deep. If Judge Sanchez denies Blake's expanded ceiling motion, every salacious exhibit detonates into the public docket. Midnight Slack messages, new third act edits, a rumored voice note titled, "Blake Threatens Walkout." Streaming giants hover with 8-figure docuseries offers, release the files, and the bidding war starts before lunch. Baldoni's rumored witness list includes Gal Gadot to testify about career strangulation patterns, plus an anonymous 2021 cinematographer prepared to describe creative chokeholds. Blake's camp lines up mental health experts and an Oscar-nominated actress allegedly bullied by Baldoni in 2019. The courthouse metal detectors won't be the only thing sizzling. Completion bond firms already told 2 major studios they'll spike premiums for any project featuring either star until the verdict lands. That means canceled shoots, frozen budgets, and agents praying for a last-minute settlement. But ask the lawyers, and they'll grin. Neither side wants to blink. The spectacle is the strategy. So where does that leave Hollywood's one-time golden couple? Blake Lively once radiated unshakable polish. Red carpet darling. Met Gala muse. PR masterclass. Justin Baldoni sold Hollywood on heart-powered filmmaking and earnest feminist panels. In 2025, they're locked in the ugliest, priciest standoff the town has seen in a decade, complete with betrayal, binders, bribery whispers, and a talk show titan gleefully stoking every flame. If Judge Sanchez cracks that seal, reputations could vaporize before the verdict even arrives. Should Blake prevail, she'll claim the narrative of a silenced auteur fighting patriarchal payback. If Justin wins, Hollywood will rewrite its risk. Matrix overnight. And Blake's name may turn from marquee gold to cautionary tale. Either way, remember this. The real power in modern Tinseltown isn't who wins in court, it's who owns the story streaming in your feed. And right now, that feed is chanting one thing in all caps: roll the cameras, the real show is about.